Hey everyone, I'm here with David Widjaja, the very famous and fabulous fashion stylist who has done a bunch of modern covers and has done, tell us a couple of the fabulous things you've done. Not just with modern, he's gone around the world doing fashion styling.
I've done pretty much all the international editions of all the big titles, so, along with some of the celebrities. So,
Covers everywhere, but modern gets him sometimes too. We're very lucky.
well, we always love modern.
We have so much fun. David has some tips for you people out there who are doing your own photo shoots, that the fashion is key. Unless you're doing a beauty shoot, which means no jewelry, no fashion, nothing. If you are going to incorporate fashion, it's got to be right. So, David, start with accessories. Fill us in.
Sure. Definitely, I think the one key rule when we do accessories, how to make it right to fit in for especially a hair or beauty shoot, that a lot of times that we are looking for color and texture because that sometimes always complement a certain type of hair or a color shoot. So I think that it's always nice to have graphic pieces that colorful, but not too much of an ornamentation, so it doesn't look too busy. So I think that that's why, we brought in all these color pieces. And we also, again, it's always good to have glasses, just in case if sometimes the makeup doesn't work.
I know, we were talking about that. It's always good to have glasses and gloves in case the makeup isn't working or you don't have nail polish or the model doesn't have good nails.
Exactly. So I think that those are always good to cover for the essentials, you always want to be prepared. So I think it's always good to over-prepare than under-prepared.
And you always prepare for full length, but going into especially a modern salon shoot,
right,
we may be cropping out the fashion. So over here at Fashion, fill us in on what you do.
Well, again, the same rule I think applies with fashion that it does applies with jewelry. A lot of times when you do beauty, it's always good to show a little bit of a skin because I think that you don't want to get too much of a cover-up unless you're doing a look that is very graphic and very angular. So, it's always good things that are a little bit more asymmetrical. It's always interested along the neckline. And color works as much as black and white. I think that black and white works in the sense of if you do a contrast with a lighter hair, I think it's always great to have darker clothing because it makes the hair pop. And when you do a little bit more of a texture or wavy, volumey kind of hair, it's always good to have some color because then it'll bring interest to the picture.
And I know that you often have interesting necklines. You mentioned this, something like this, I'm sorry, David, I'm messing up these $20,000 dresses. Because we do often crop, you don't want to have a strapless or just spaghetti strap.
Exactly. I mean, the one rule of thumb that I think that definitely you don't want to go is strapless, because I think that is always makes it really hard to crop. Otherwise it just looks like you're naked, you're not wearing anything. I mean, for example, this dress, obviously it looks kind of boring without it, but this actually has this amazing leather piece that really gives it some interest. So when you crop it, it really shows all the interest in here. So a lot of the pieces that I pull have some sort of interest and then also show some skin. So I think that always a key, when you do beauty shot because then it really makes the picture looks really interesting and rich. Yeah. So,
cool straps.
Yeah.
If you're going to have straps, you've got to be cool.
Exactly. If you're going to have straps, or you have some patterns like this one has some graphic pattern, is gorgeous for short hair. I think that it's always really, you always want to find things that has interest on the neckline. And I think that always works, for beauty shoots.
And it can't be too busy because then it interferes with the hair.
For sure. It has to be something that's a little bit, it can be ornate, but it has to be something that's somehow not too covered up, because in the end of the day, you don't want it to overtake the hair. So.
And one thing that David does that's so incredible is he always comes in with fashions that if you put a fan on it, where fans often save the day. For example, this outfit.
Exactly. For example, this dress, it might look a little too covered up, but once you have it on, it actually has a lot of slits that really, when you do the wind and the transparency, it'll make it look really sexy. And I think this works really well for a certain type of hair that's a little bit more wavy and big. I think it makes it really beautiful.
And David has conversations beforehand with the hairdressers to find out the mood, and the mood for this shoot is?
The mood for this shoot is definitely more of a 60s, colorful, bright, and fun, with a little funky, younger kind of edge. I think that it'll work really well with a lot of the color blocks that we brought. So.
It's great, and I should point out that David, before we did this interview, David said, I have to do something for you. So tell us what you did. What did you do to me, who only wears black? And
Well, I mean, again, like I think that what I apply to Maggie pretty much apply to what we should do for beauty shoots. Again, the point of interest is always around from the face up. So I would bring in colors.
thank God.
Exactly. I was bringing colors that matches, your complex. Like we'll do like this, pink necklace, and then matches your lips. Then we'll do the little blue earring that matches the blue eyes. So
Don't get too close there, Randy. Yeah, you can focus in on this.
exactly. So that's what we do. Like we like to enhance beauty. That's what a fashion stylist jobs always is on the beauty shoots. So.
Well, you do a great job, and we are always so honored that you work with us. So
Thank you,
thanks a lot.
thank you. It's always a pleasure. I love working with Modern, and it's just fun.
Yeah, we have fun. We do have
We
a
do.
lot of fun.
Yes.
Thanks a lot. We'll
Thank
see
you.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye bye.